Have you ever heard of a war that lasted 335 years but never saw a single battle? Or a man who survived not one, but 2 atomic bombings? History is full of stories that defy logic, challenge belief, and make you question everything you thought you knew. Today we're diving into the top 9 crazy facts in human history. Stories so bizarre, so unbelievable, that they'll leave you asking, no, how? Number 1. The longest war that never happened. Imagine a war that drags on for centuries without a single shot fired. A war that everyone forgets about, including those who declared it. Sounds impossible, right? Yet this is exactly what happened between the Netherlands and the Isles of Sicily. It all began in 1651 amidst the chaos of the English Civil War. The Dutch, caught in a web of alliances, declared war on the tiny Isles of Sicily located off the coast of southwestern England. But here's the twist. The war never actually happened. No battles, no bloodshed, just a forgotten declaration that lingered for 335 years. It wasn't until 1986 that a peace treaty was finally signed, officially ending what is now known as the longest war in history. This bizarre conflict is a perfect example of how history can sometimes take the most unexpected turns. Number 2. The Dancing Plague of 1518. Now, picture this. It's a warm, sunny day in July 1518 and the streets of Strasbourg are suddenly filled with people dancing. But this isn't just a celebration. This is a plague. One woman, Frau Trophia, starts dancing uncontrollably, and within days, dozens join her, caught in the same compulsive dance. The strange phenomenon spreads like wildfire, with hundreds of people dancing without rest, without reason, and without an end in sight. Some dance themselves to death from exhaustion or heart attacks. The cause of this dancing plague remains one of the history's most baffling mysteries. Was it mass hysteria, ergot poisoning from moldy bread, or something even stranger? Whatever the cause, the dancing plague of 1518 serves as a chilling reminder of how little we sometimes understand about the human mind. Number 3. The Trial of a Dead Pope. The year is 897 AD, and the world is about to witness one of the most bizarre spectacles in the history of the Catholic Church, the Cadaver Synod. Pope Formosius, who has been dead for 7 months, was exhumed from his grave and put on trial. Yes, you heard that right, a trial for a corpse. The lifeless body of Formosius was dressed in papal vestments and propped up on a throne as his successor, Pope Stephen VI, hurled accusations at the deceased pontiff. The charges? Perjury, among others, as though the dead could answer. The trial ended with Formosius being found guilty, his body mutilated, and his remains tossed into the Tiber River. The Cadaver Synod is a dark and twisted chapter in church history, highlighting the lengths to which power struggles can go, even beyond the grave. Number 4. Napoleon's Rabbit Attack. Napoleon Bonaparte, one of history's most brilliant military strategists, a man who commanded armies across Europe, brought to his knees by rabbits? Yes, it's true. In 1807, after signing the treaties of Tilsit, Napoleon decided to celebrate with a rabbit hunt. His chief of staff, eager to impress, arranged for hundreds, perhaps thousands of rabbits to be released for the event. But instead of fleeing, the rabbits charged. These ferocious bunnies swarmed Napoleon and his men, forcing them to retreat in a scene more reminiscent of a slapstick comedy than a historical event. The reason? The rabbits were domesticated and likely mistook the emperor for, well, the one who fed them. This absurd episode stands out as one of the strangest moments in the career of a man who was otherwise unstoppable on the battlefield. Number 5. The Great Emu War. Wars are usually fought between nations, but in 1932, Australia found itself in an all-out war against emus? Yes, you heard that right, flightless birds. Following World War I, Australian farmers were struggling with an emu invasion that was destroying their crops. The government's solution? Send in the military with machine guns. But the emus proved to be surprisingly elusive. Despite being vastly outnumbered and outgunned, the birds outmaneuvered the soldiers, evading their attacks with a combination of speed, agility, and sheer numbers. After several failed attempts and much public embarrassment, the military military withdrew, conceding defeat to the emus. The Great Emu War is a humorous yet humbling reminder of how nature often finds a way to resist even the most determined human efforts. Number 6. The man who survived 2 atomic bombs. Surviving 1 atomic bomb is a miracle. Surviving 2, that's the story of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a man who, in 1945, experienced the unimaginable twice. On August 6th, Yamaguchi was in Hiroshima on a business trip when the first atomic bomb detonated. Miraculously, he survived the blast with serious burns, but made it back to his hometown of Nagasaki. Just 3 days later, as he was recounting his experience to his boss, the second bomb fell. Against all odds, Yamaguchi survived again, making him one of the few officially recognized double hibakusha bomb survivors. His story is not just a testament to human resilience, but a haunting reminder of the horrors of war and the enduring spirit of survival against all odds. Number 7. The Werewolf King of France. Kings are supposed to be the epitome of power and stability, but what happens when the king believes he's a werewolf? King Charles VI of France, who ruled from 1380 to 1422, was known as Charles the Mad, and with good reason. His bouts of insanity were legendary, but perhaps none more so than when he believed he was made of glass and would shatter if touched. In another episode, he became convinced he was a wolf, prowling the halls of his palace and howling at the moon. His reign was marked by these and other delusions, which not only endangered his kingdom, but also added to the complex tapestry of medieval mental illness. Charles VI's tragic condition serves as a stark reminder of how mental health has always been a part of human history, even among those who wield the most power. Number 8. The Exploding Whale of Oregon. On November 1970, residents of Florence, Oregon were faced with an unusual problem. A dead whale had washed ashore and it was starting to stink. The solution proposed by the Oregon Highway Division? Dynamite. The idea was to blow the whale to smithereens, with the pieces scattering into the ocean and being eaten by scavengers. But things didn't go according to plan. When the dynamite was detonated, large chunks of whale blubber were sent flying in all directions, smashing cars and covering spectators with foul-smelling debris. The explosion didn't even manage to dispose of the entire whale, leaving a massive, half-destroyed carcass still on the beach. The Exploding Whale of Oregon remains one of the most infamous and hilarious examples of a good idea gone terribly wrong. Number 9. The London Beer Flood. On October 17, 1814, the streets of London's St. Giles district were flooded, not with water, but with beer. A massive vat at the Mew & Company brewery burst, releasing over 320,000 gallons of porter into the surrounding area. The wave of beer was so powerful that it knocked down walls, destroyed homes, and tragically killed 8 people. The London Beer Flood, as it came to be known, was a bizarre and deadly disaster that could only have happened in the heart of England's brewing capital. It's a sobering, pun intended, reminder that even the most mundane industries can sometimes lead to catastrophic events. Thanks for joining us on this journey through some of the wildest and most curious moments in history. If these stories blew your mind, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that'll make you say, "No, how?" Stay curious and keep exploring the incredible mysteries of our past.